Hey everyone, it's Suzi Petrozzi back with Empowerment Boosters for this year. And the first empowerment booster that I wanted to talk to you about it's actually more of an insight that's really going to help boost you this year. And I want to talk about something called difference that makes a difference. And it's something that I learned back in my family therapy training days that I actually didn't know much about. I actually had no idea what it meant. It was a term that Gregory Bateson talked about, who was this innovative thinking kind of guy back in the 20th century, and you either got him or you didn't get him. So I'm getting him now, and what's really significant about what he said and in the way that he saw things is that everything's interconnected. And you might think, yes, I know that, and what's the big deal? But he's an example of how differently he saw things. So he will talk about your 5 fingers, and he will talk about how, instead of seeing those 5 fingers, think about the interrelationship or the 4 spaces between your 5 fingers. So he really tried to encourage us to think about the things that we can't see, rather than the physical things, and there's, 4 people sitting there, to think about the relationship between those 4 people sitting there, to think about how everything around us is interconnected. And so what that got me thinking is, all right, if everything's interconnected and difference is going to make a difference through change in how we look at things, to change in beliefs, through change in our perceptions. Basically, what Bateson would say is any information that comes from our, a change really affects the relationship between each one of us. And so what I really wanted to share with you is how often it's the smallest differences that can make a huge difference. And I want you to think about what might be that small difference that's going to make a massive difference for you this year. So I don't want you to think about something necessarily tangible, something massive, I want to network more this year, and that's all good. Or I want to, I want to save money, and again, that's all good, but I want you to step back even more so and to think about, okay, what is the quality that I can bring forth in in any situation, in relationship, in how I relate with people, that is going to make a big, massive kind of difference. So see, it doesn't require doing, which is different to how we think about achieving something, how we think about we have to do something. This is about being. What's the quality that you can bring forth, that you can, that you can embody? What is that one quality? And I want to share with you how, for me, that quality over the past 2 weeks has really been about bringing forth the quality of love. And I don't mean just love by way of romantic love, but I mean love as in conscious, pure love, openness to what is, openness to, how I approach situations, that life force, bringing that opening space for that to come through, being more compassionate than what I ever have. And just over the 2 weeks that I've been sharing that in my emails, I've noticed a massive difference in my relationships, particularly my relationship with myself. Definitely more, certainly more insight, more space for me to hear, to listen to myself, but more ease, less effort in how I do things, more insight and creativity that comes about, more opportunities that I'm allowing because I am also creating space for whatever reason that wants to come through, in this case, the quality of love, allowing that to happen. So what I want you to think about is, what is the quality that you can bring forth that is going to make a massive difference for you this year? And so to help you with this process, I have a set of 7 questions that are on my page, and on the suzipetrozzi.com page in the blog. It's the last blog that's called Difference That Makes a Difference. There's a set of 7 questions. Go through them, and I guarantee you, if you take the time to go through each one to help you truly unpack what is it that's going to help you make the difference, you're going to be seeing and experiencing the next few months very differently. feeling more empowered about what's possible for you. So go on over to suzipetrozzi.com/blogs, and it's the blog Difference That Makes a Difference, and you'll see some really cool questions that actually come from a lot of the systemic thinking and family therapy, and that I use in my coaching. So this is kind of me working side by side with you. And you know, imagine that I'm there asking you these questions. Really take the time, go through them, and feel free to share some of those questions if you feel they will help you out. Okay, so head on over to suzipetrozzi.com/. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to share this, you know, to think about who might this video, who might it help? You know, who is it that's caught up in overdoing, trying to do so much? Might, you know, listening to this video might help them just to come back and go, hang on, how can I start to do things differently this year? How can I start to be different this year? All right, so thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next round of Empowerment Booster next week. See you guys.